The epic and unbeatable Scrabble. The nerds with attitude.
Isaac raised his hand.
Alright,
Hold on.
Isaac.
He always
Alright.
raises his hand slowly. Like,
Alright, so before Isaac, before
Look,
Isaac goes,
want to bite the bullet?
before Isaac goes, I'm gonna ask Jr. and Noah, what do you think is going to be Isaac's number one
under the red hood.
under the red hood?
Yeah.
Jr.
Batman Ninja.
Batman Ninja.
Just
Oh my god. Oh man. All right, Isaac, go ahead.
Batman Ninja.
let me throw it in there.
Once you throw it in, read it off to our wonderful, beautiful listeners. I will pop up a graphic too.
I was close.
Did I put it in the right thing? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my list. Let me go back to the thingy. Okay. My list. My number 10 is Son of Batman. My number 8 is Batman versus Dracula. Number 9, excuse me, is Batman versus Dracula because I switched those around. My number 8 is Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. My number 7 is Batman and Harley Quinn. Number 6 is Mask of the Phantasm. Number 5 is the Lego Batman movie. Number 4, I was going to ask about this one, but I just went ahead and put it on there anyway, is the Gotham Knight, like, anthology little movie thing they did.
I count that as a Batman.
Number 3 is Batman Ninja.
Oh my god. I can't
Number
even-
2.
I can't.
No.
even-
My number 2 is Under the Red Hood, and my number 1 is The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
Can't even with this
What?
Batman Ninja. Why is Batman Ninja so freaking high?
You want to know what? Look, Walt, think about the movie.
Yeah,
think
I
about
know. I have. I've only
Yeah,
seen
think
it
about
once. Seen it
Now
once.
think about me. Why wouldn't I love that movie? That movie's fucking stupid,
That movie's-
but it's so
It's fucking-
it's so much fun to watch.
movie is
'Cause it-
terrible.
the first time. Yeah, first time I watched it, it was with him, and he was
Yeah.
hyping up from
I
every
was
single
hyped
thing
out
that
of
was
my
going
mind,
on.
I like it.
Because-
Batman
And
Ninja.
I was just confused. I was horribly confused. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
I liked it.
Couldn't
Batman.
comprehend it.
I like Batman Ninja. I thought it was a good one.
You
Just
for real? You did?
It was fun.
Yeah,
It's an
Batman
okay
Ninja was fun to
movie,
watch.
but I don't understand.
And the
At
animation
a
was great,
certain
man.
point-
I enjoyed it.
Like I think Noah can understands what I'm saying. There's a certain point, you know how like some things when they start to go a little bit crazy, but then they pull it back, and you're like, damn, it would have been cool if they had just kept going. Batman Ninja kept going, and to the point where there was a giant Batman mech made out of golden monkeys,
Yeah,
and I was like,
man.
all right, this movie's great.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. And I was like, yo, look at these monkeys,
It was
man.
extremely entertaining. Yeah,
It was great. I enjoyed it. It was better
It
than it was better than a Long Halloween for sure. So that shit awful.
Why is Son of Batman on your list at all?
this is I feel kind of bad for putting on my list, but
You
I
should.
felt like the only reason I really really like the movie is because of one simple part. When Nightwing beats the shit out of Damian and ties him up. I love that moment to
Just leave
death.
them up.
And it just there's something about the weird, like, if I remember correctly, I think Deathstroke's whole plan was to make an army of Man-Bat assassins, and I don't know, there's something really silly about it that I really like, but I couldn't dare put it any higher on my list than number 10. So
Like the son of Batman too.
yeah, like, I mean,
But-
I was only going to pick one Damian movie, and that's the only one I really like.
Yo, why Damien get so much hate, man? I like
Because
Damien.
Damian's a prick.
Yo,
Damien was
you
nice.
raised by-
Damien Damian was
He's a
not like
douche.
when he was introduced in the comics, man. He was not like then. I mean,
Yeah.
people
man,
have
I
warmed
like
up
the
against
Damian.
him, but like, man, when
He
Damian
wasn't
was
that
a
bad.
thing, he was terrible.
Mhm.
He was.
And there are moments where when you think that his character has gotten better, all of a sudden he just regressed so bad.
I don't
to the
really
fuck-
like.
to the part.
I don't really like any of like the New 52 Batman movies. Well, in that New 52
Mm.
concept, continuity thing, like I don't
Yeah.
like-
I like that. I like Damian. He ain't that bad.
I will say, like, the only Damien thing I really like is the comic. JR, you remember that comic? I think it was called Damien, Son of Batman, and it's around the time that Dick Grayson was Batman instead of Bruce.
Yeah, this
But Dick dies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Son of Batman is
that's a good comic.
loosely based off, and when I say loosely, it's
It's very
loosely
loosely. Yeah.
based off of that.
I like the Son of Batman. I like that one.
Sure,
Mm.
I guess.
I mean, it's not the best one, though. It is,
Yeah.
but I was entertained by it.
Do y'all want
I like that.
anything about?
I like when Bruce struggled to be a father. It's the greatest thing ever. He can do all this other shit. When it comes to parenting, that shit is just hard.
He shouldn't though. That's the thing. He shouldn't though.
Yeah, because he was a father to the other ones already.
He
So
raised 3
I know.
kids
Yeah,
already.
like he already
But that
has
doesn't-
Yeah.
so many
But
kids.
something clicks when it's just his,
When it's his actual
blood
kid,
son,
yeah.
He just don't know what he's doing.
But it's his
He just
actual
doesn't-
kid.
My biggest thing is I always would say, man, Damien was a test tube baby. Cause
he
like
is a test
Batman,
tube baby.
Batman legitimately
He was a
got
rape
raped.
baby. Hold on, he was
No,
a
right?
legit
Batman
rape
legitimately
baby.
got
Yeah.
He was like, it wasn't all bad in that movie. I was like, oh yeah, he didn't care. He said it wasn't all bad. You're right. It wasn't all bad.
And I
Then he
mean,
kissed her.
and then if you want to be technical about it, I mean, Terry is his son too, but that's a whole different discussion.
That's another.
But that's another thing. That's another thing entirely.
Yeah, anybody else want to say anything?
That's a
else?
test tube baby.
I hate Batman versus Dracula. I really do. That shit was awful.
I don't know why. That movie's
I-
great.
I don't like that whole series it's based off of.
Really?
I would not. I
don't
don't
like
like
that?
that.
That series
You don't like
is pretty
Jamaican?
awesome,
you don't like
actually.
Jamaican Joker? Is that what you're
No,
telling
Yeah,
me?
Jamaican
it's not
hobo
even-
Joker?
It's not even the
There,
Joker.
there are
It's
some
the
things
way,
that
I just don't like it. It's the way Batman looks. He looks like he's like a high schooler, but he's a grown man. I don't like it.
honestly,
I don't like
that whole design, it screams Jackie Chan Adventures. The whole design
Yeah, I
aspect
see that.
of it. Yeah.
it. Just I would never. I don't.
They,
I don't know. Like it.
You're really good.
I mean, it
He's
did
a really
something
good
a
series,
little bit
though.
different from the animated series before it. It was supposed to show Batman in his early days, like before he became like the detective, because you know
Right.
throughout the series, most of the time he's solving it with a punch. He punching you in the face. That's how he's solving majority of his problems. And
That's
then
probably my least favorite out of all the series.
I liked it.
It's a pass for me.
yeah, all right.
Oh,
No,
he
I
did
like-
like it.
I like
I don't know
Jamaican
why.
Joker, though. I do
Because like over the weekend, while me and JR were watching Justice League and also the Batman, like kind of alternating. And I was sitting there, I was like, I don't remember if Walt said he liked this show or not. I'm glad you do. It's a good show.
It was at one point
That's
I
just-
owned.
Yeah.
I owned all. I think it's 4. It's either 4 or
4
5.
seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah.
I had owned all of them.
I guess I don't think it's a bad show. It's just I just can't wait. I just don't like the way it looks. I'm like a Walter. I don't like the aesthetic. So I'll never.
That's fair.
I'll never fuck with it.
I get it.
That's
I,
that's okay.
I do think Batman's cape is way too long. I do say that in that one.
Oh no, I
That's
love
what
it.
makes him so badass looking. Like when
Reminds me
he's
of
perched
Pond.
up on a. Exactly.
Mhm.
He's so mysterious looking. It just makes like the
I
whole
just think it's
aesthetic look
way
better.
too long, man. It's just way too long.
It just reminds me of the Arkham games, how Batman's cape look, because it's like
But,
blowing in the breeze. You're just posing really cool.
but let's go Jamaican Joker. Anything? I'm surprised you have. I'm surprised Batman and Harley Quinn is on the list because a lot of people hate Batman and Harley Quinn.
Why people hate Batman Harley Quinn?
Because how it is.
See that movie, I was prepared
crazy.
not to like it because that was right around the time when I think the first Suicide Squad was still really popular at the time, so people were going crazy for Harley Quinn, you know. And it was at that point where I was like, man, I don't like Harley Quinn anymore. Like people were romanticizing her in the completely wrong way. But so when that movie came out, I was like, they already made an animated movie about her. And then I think I watched it with JR, and I had a ton of fun watching it. I thought it was great.
I did. I saw it in theaters when it came
in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It was in theaters.
Yeah, it was I think it was a.
Is it like select theaters or?
It was like a select theater thing. It was like a 2-night event type thing, but I know I saw it in theaters because it was around the time when Killing Joke came out because I saw Killing Joke in theaters. Then later this came out, and because it went to theaters because it was the Batman the Animated Series. It was almost like a continuation to that, and people was making a real big deal of that. That's why it went to theaters. It was a Fathom event, if I remember correctly. It wasn't in there very long, but especially a lot of hardcore DC animated universe fans really hate that movie.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. They're too serious.
I don't get that. I don't get that.
Makes perfect sense.
The movie is great,
and they don't really like the over sexualization of Harley and all that junk.
So
there's a lot people didn't like. That got
and
panned.
People,
that got panned just like Killing Joke did, but I mean it's a okay.
I don't know why Sub-Zero is in his list. No way, Sub-Zero. Which one is that one?
That's the second Batman movie. The animated series movie.
Yeah, the second animated series.
Yeah,
with Mr. Freeze.
They could have just chopped that shit up into episodes.
They could.
They could have. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It didn't feel like a movie for me.
I have a really soft spot for Mr. Freeze. He's one of my favorite. My favorite villain is Scarecrow, and then it's Killer Croc, and then it's Mr. Freeze.
Okay, I got you. I didn't think it was bad. I was like, man, this it didn't feel like a movie.
It does feel like a bunch of episodes. You're right.
That's fair.
This Mr. Freeze is the Mr. Freeze fans love. So,
what's the one they hate?
They legitimately, because of the animated series, they changed Mr. Freeze's look and origin because of the animated series. That's how dominant.
Really?
Yeah, that's how dominant Mr. Freeze is.
They didn't like that one Mr. Freeze and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he played Mr. Freeze. That shit.
No, it was
What's so bad about that one?
Was a little after the animated. Wasn't that one a little bit after the animated series?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, because before Mr. Freeze was just a goofy villain who had like an ice aesthetic and theme, but in the animated series they turned him into like a completely different character.
They turned him into
tragic character.
Yeah, they turned him almost to a sympathetic character.
A tragic villain.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the villains in there, they're turning sympathetic. Like Clayface. Clayface is one. Poison Ivy, Baby Doll. There's a lot that you feel bad for.
What's the one that was born on a Monday?
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy.
I could think
He's basically a zombie though.
Yeah, I was about to say Solemn Judgment, and that's so totally something else. I was like, Solemn Judgment?
That sounds like a fighting game character.
It's not.
It really does.
He's in the next Street Fighter.
Noah, what are you ranking Isaac's list out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 10. It's a good list. Even though I don't like Batman versus Dracula, it put me to sleep. But it's a good list. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
I am a little upset that Master of the Phantasm didn't make your top 5, you uncultured swine. But you know, whatever.
Oh,
Jr.
You always got a problem.
What are you ranking this?
I would give this a solid 9.
Solid.
Or no, I would give it an 8. The Son of Batman kind of ruins it for me.
I watched that with you. You own it.
No, explode.
Yeah, along with all the other bad ones.
No.
I was like on top of all of the purchasing of the animated Batman movies because I had no other way of watching them.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have Batman Bad Blood. It's not going to be on my list.
Yeah, it's not on my list either. That movie's trash.
Oh, y'all didn't like Bad Blood either?
No. I hate Bad Blood.
It was
All right.
I liked it, Bad Blood.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go next? Bad Blood is terrible.
Had all the sidekicks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not on my
bad
list
taste
either.
in my mouth.
It's not on my list either, but I didn't think
Who wants to go next?
You shut up about it.
Who wants to go next?
Bad Blood better than Long Halloween.
Noah.